Hello dear viewer, let's do the time warp again. Murdoch X here with the collection update for the month of June in the garbage fire pandemic year of 2020. In this video there are 10 new games that I've added to my collection, including a sealed one, 3 licensed games, and a rhythm title. As always, I save my favorite of the bunch for last, so go ahead and pause this video to sneak in a potty break and then we'll parappa the rapper our way into it. I gotta believe. First up, Yanya Caballista City Skater. This is a sealed game that I don't plan on opening, so I haven't played it yet, but we do need to take a moment to discuss eBay and purchasing sealed games. I've had some eBay sellers burn me in the past by selling games as new that turned out to be taped closed with some scotch tape. The good news is that eBay is great about making sure buyers don't get screwed by bad sellers like that one. I got my money back and I left a bad review for a bad seller and we all moved on with our lives. This purchase though is a bit different. I wanted to buy this one sealed because I wanted to make sure it came with the mini skateboard that is placed on the controller. The eBay listing that I purchased didn't include any pictures, but I know that eBay is great about dealing with buyers, so I went for it. I got this sealed game in the mail and on the back it says that the skateboard is included, but it may not be. There is a larger pack that this may have been a part of. I have tried to shake my game case to feel if the board is in there, and I think it may be, but I don't know. It's also been long enough that I don't think I could fight this sale on eBay anymore, and also I don't know if I would, as this does appear to be a complete sealed copy of the game. But on the other hand, that seller may have listed it without a picture so that someone would buy it without knowing it's incomplete. And so I ask you, dear viewer, does this copy that I own have a mini skateboard in it, or do I need the bigger box that may have been sold with this? Schrodinger's skateboard.
As a true ninja, you must always be with darkness. You must learn the art of ninjutsu stealth to perfection. Be a part of shadow. You must put an end to the evil shredder. Now go, my sons.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3 Mutant Nightmare. This is a hated game. You grab a controller, run around and press one of 2 attack buttons. At first, it's not bad, but it gets old fast. I wouldn't say that the game is buggy or broken, but it gets boring the longer you play. On the plus side, there's many a reel of footage from the cartoon.
The Universal Corporations Guild is pleased to announce the 2,732nd running of the Iridium Games. The key members and the generous sponsors of the Iridium Games are pleased to present the galaxy's most exciting sporting event in the history of mankind.
Iridium Runners. Iridium is a chemical element with the symbol IR and atomic number 77. A very hard, brittle, silvery white transition metal of the platinum group, iridium is considered to be the second densest metal after osmium, with a density of 22.56 grams per cubic centimeter as defined by experimental X-ray crystallography. I'm not sure why they put Iridium in the name, but it's a racing game without cars. This title looks amazing. It has class, it has style, but what it doesn't have is compelling gameplay, which is why it was released as a $20 discount game. What we ended up with is a title that wants to be a futuristic kart racer with weapons, clever stage design, and a little bit of platforming, but what we got was an incomplete collection of mechanics that will be lost to time. This one could have been great. It's sad to see a new IP with so much potential get wasted like this. Dynasty Warriors Gundam 2. Holy crap, there are so many Gundam games on the PS2, and this one is Dynasty Warriors, but with robots and in space. I wish I knew more about the Gundam franchise because I recognize some of these characters. This is an inferior version of an inferior game that was also released on PS3 and Xbox 360. Run around and punch everything to death. I took a quick peek and it looks like there are 6 Gundam games that have a Metacritic score below 60 on the PS2. On the other hand, MS Saga is a fairly valuable Gundam game for the PS2, currently selling for a little over $90 complete. Frequency, Harmonix's first big rhythm game. Before Guitar Hero, Karaoke Revolution, and Rock Band, we had Frequency. I love how dated this game looks. I see these goggles in the opening part here, and I'm glad there are no pictures of me during that brief period where I tried to wear goggles. In Frequency, the player has 3 buttons to play to the beat and several tracks to move between that creates strange music mixes. I'm not a big fan of this game, but it is interesting to see how Harmonix started their takeover of the rhythm game genre. This title was 4 years and 7 games before they released Guitar Hero. Hypersonic Extreme, also known as G-Surfers over in Europe, is another bad racing game like Iridium Runners. We're treated to sweet vehicles and futuristic stages, but if you make a single small mistake, the game is over. Just restart. I know that some people believe that rubber banding is a bad racing game mechanic, but I think that if games had it as an option that could be turned on and off, the vast majority of players would have it turned on. In case you're not familiar, rubber banding is when a racing game holds back opponents that pass you so that they don't get so far ahead that it becomes impossible to take the lead again. There are plenty of great racing games on the PS2, and this is not one of them. Indiana Jones and the Emperor's Tomb. This game is better than I was expecting. Run, shoot, whip, jump, and don't lose that hat. Navigate stages while that sweet, sweet John Williams movie score plays. This game is no award winner, and in my short time playing, I found at least one bug, but what it does well. It lets you explore a temple and adventure your little heart out. Good times. Stolen. This is a futuristic stealth game with bad AI and lame combat. I bought it because it was a Blockbuster copy of the game, and having the little stickers on the case and the writing on the manual made it feel nostalgic for me. This game has bad ratings and is entirely forgettable, but no one will ever forget Blockbuster's crappy late return fees.
Hi, I'm Josie Marin, and I play Mia in Need for Speed Most Wanted. Make sure you do all your racing in the game. On the streets, drive safely and responsibly, and wear your seatbelt.
Need for Speed Most Wanted Black Edition. Add some new cars, new races, and an interview, and we've got ourselves a new game. I consider this 10th anniversary version of Need for Speed Most Wanted to be different enough to consider it a separate game rather than a variant. To me, variants are just fancy versions with a neat case and possibly a toy, but when significant changes are made to the game, I consider it a separate title. This is one of those games that makes saying how many PS2 titles there are difficult, but you know where I stand, and if you disagree with me, then subtract 1 when you see my game count at the end of the video. No hard feelings.
Why don't we make it 10 grand?
Oh yeah, you want to amp this up? Let's do it right.
This game has a cheesy plot line with cheesy acting turned into cheesy cutscenes, but the gameplay is top notch. Keep on racing to unlock new cars and watch the speed and difficulty go up the further you make it. Burnout III is my go-to racing game, but Need for Speed is a huge franchise, and this is a fantastic game. And the final game that I spent the most time trying out this month is Van Helsing. Just to be clear, Need for Speed is better than Van Helsing, but Van Helsing was a nice surprise. A diamond in the rough, a hidden gem, a pot of gold at the end of a rainbow, a lucky find, a buried treasure. I liked it more than I thought I would is what I'm trying to say. This is a movie tie-in licensed game. To find a good one is so rare and unusual and uncommon and unique and scarce and strange and extraordinary and peculiar. It's odd, unparalleled, bizarre, unprecedented, unexpected, and a little bit freaky. I've never seen the movie, but it seems that we get characters from the film who are voiced by their actor counterparts. What we end up with is, shall we say, a poor man's Devil May Cry. Also, my copy of the game came with a free ticket to the movie. I always wondered if anyone ever used these free movie tickets. Most of the movie tie-in games I purchased still have these inside. While this may not be as good as Devil May Cry, it's a solid game and one of the best licensed titles that I've ever had the joy of playing. Before moving on to the collection total, here's a little reminder that if you're enjoying this video to please consider subscribing. I need to get to that 1,000 subscriber mark so that I can unlock the rest of what YouTube has to offer behind the scenes. Thank you for being such a kind person. I appreciate your admiring, charming, sexy, enamoring, fond, captivating, considerate, cordial, warm, and sometimes romantic ways. With 10 new games added to the collection, I now stand at 741 out of 1,796 for a total of 41.2%. It's a lot of games, but I need another 157 before I hit the halfway mark. It's a long way to go, but I'll keep plugging away at it. Thank you for watching.